Hey, Shalom Israel, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and Dawan is the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, man. Just doing a quick video, man. I'm just going to be covering this article I found on the Sun, man. The title of it is The End of the World as We Know It. Tech billionaire issues stark warning saying artificial intelligence could destroy a human race, which is already part cyber because of its dependence on smartphones. The creative genius added people will have to depend on a universal income because robots will do everything. Or even just on that, that's already, I think it's in Norway, man. They've already started to do that. They just pay like an income. And that's more or less just being used as a precursor to the chip. Because that's like the main point I'm going to bring out of this article. A lot of the stuff this guy's bringing out, that's more or less just like preparing people's mind for the chip, man. Because that whole transhumanism, artificial intelligence kind of thing, the technological evolution, they're trying to lean it towards, okay, if you're going to merge with technology, then take that chip. And that's why you got a lot of people doing it for just casually just getting chips because they say, oh yeah, you can open a door, blah blah. But really, that's the prophecies of the Bible coming to pass, man. But let me get into this first. It says yeah, this is on the Sun. I think I already said. But it says tech billionaire Elon Musk believes artificial intelligence could be catastrophic for humanity, who are set to become a cyborg race which have to grapple with 15% of the global workforce being without a job. The creative genius added a universal income would have to be introduced for the global population because robots will do everything. And that global income, that's going to be from the chip, man. Because I'm going to read it in a bit. In Revelation 13 it says great and small, free and bond will have to get that mark in their right hand if they want thingy, man, if they want to make any buy or sell, man. So it's the same like if you're working, if you want a job, if you want that cash money to thingy, when these jobs, well, the thing is when the shit goes down, because it ain't gonna be from robots already taking over, man, a lot of these jobs. But like that's just one of the ways they're gonna swing it, man. That's not the whole picture. It says speaking at the World Government Summit in Dubai, the entrepreneur also told the 4,000 strong conference he saw space flights to the far reaches of the solar system being as common as plane rides in 50 years, and self-driven cars were still 10 years away from usurping driven vehicles completely. And the thing is them flights to the far reaches of the solar system, they ain't happening anyway, man. This so-called white man can't he can't pass through that Van Halen belt, so he ain't escaping, man. Like if you watch Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon, I'll just break it down how all that shit was a setup, man. The so-called white man is struggling to get. The Most High is the one that rules them heavens, man. So that's not going to be happening anytime soon, man. It says the business magnate who was being interviewed by blah blah blah. Let me skip that because that's just fucking Okay, well, this bit's interesting. It says, make sure researchers don't get carried away. Scientists get so engrossed in their work they don't realize what they are doing. When asked if he thought AI was good or bad thing, Musk said, I think it is both. One way to think of it is to imagine you are very confident we're going to be visited by super intelligent aliens in 10 years or 20 years at the most. So that's how you know this guy already knows what this thing's actually about, man. He knows, because them so-called super intelligent aliens he's talking about are the angels of the Bible, man, coming from the heavens with Yahweh Shai to visit these guys, man. And hey, man, that shows that even though he's talking all this mess like AI blah blah blah, but then why is he mentioning super intelligent aliens? Because he knows that's what it's actually about. He knows really all this is about the plan of the elites, man. The true elites, not this guy. This guy's just got some dosh. The true elites are the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, all these high level Masonic demonic families, and they're thinking about fighting the war against Yahweh Shai, man. says digital super intelligence will be like an alien. He then joked, "It seems probable. This is the one great question in physics and philosophy. Where are the aliens? Maybe they are among us. I don't know. Some people think I am an alien. Not true. Of course, I would say that though, wouldn't I?" He went on, "If there are super intelligent aliens out there, they are probably already observing us." So he knows about Yahushua and the angels. They're in the heavens and they're waiting to come back, man, in their chariots, and they're gonna demolish this place, man. That's him letting you know he's an insider, man. He knows that intel. Says the minister introduced Musk by comparing him to the brilliant Albert Einstein. Blah 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 blah. Well, okay, yeah, Musk also discussed how he saw human beings as being already being cyborgs as we become more and more dependent on technology. To muted laughter from the crowd, he explained, "To some degree, we are already a cyborg. You think of all the digital tools that you have, your phone, the computer, the applications that you have, the fact you can ask a question and instantly get an answer from Google and other things." So basically, in the phone, in the computer, that's got the chip, man. When he says you already have the digital tertiary layer, think of the limbic system, the animal brain, and the cortex as a think part of the brain, and your digital self as a third layer. If you die, your digital ghost is still around, all their emails and social media, and that still lives if they die. Over time, we will see a closer merger of biological intelligence and digital intelligence. It's all about the bandwidth of the brain. The digital extension of yourself, output if anything is getting worse. We do most of our output through our thumbs, which is very slow. Some high bandwidth interface to the brain will be something which helps achieve symbiosis between human and machine intelligence, which solves a control and usefulness problem. So he's saying basically, you're talking about the chip, man. Something to interface between the machine. It's like, okay, you get that chip in your brain, then you can interface with with the machine. That's how you know all he's talking about is these elites' plan, man. But that's all I really wanted to get from the article, man. Because like you said, the closer merge between biological intelligence, digital intelligence. That's talking about the chip, man. And that's just one of the ways that they spin it, man. Because really, this is all just witchcraft to ensorcel the masses, man. They'll read this like, oh wow, yeah. So when that chip comes out, they'll think, oh yeah, it's just, the future. We're just embracing the future, we're preparing for it. Blah blah blah. This that. And then even that thing it mentions as well, the digital extension of yourself. He said, oh yeah, when your digital ghost is still around, all your emails and social media. There's in Black Mirror they had an episode about that where basically there was a woman and like her husband died, and basically there was a program developed which basically just collated, because he used loads of social media. It collated all these data from all these Facebook posts, all these Twitter posts, all that shit, and all the communication he have, and then built up like a persona from an AI built from that. And it started off just being like a phone number she could call, and then she'd be talking to him. Then they said, oh yeah, you can actually get an Android sent to your house. And then she got an Android sent, and then she started fucking dogging the Android, losing her mind, thinking she had him back. Then after a while, she realized, hold on, this is just a fucking robot, man. So that kind of, they're pushing it. That's part of their agenda, man. That transhumanism, because the thing is they're pushing it, but really it's what the elites want, man. They want them super bodies, man. That's what they're working towards. Because the what is it called, man? That CRISPR shit. That's what these guys are trying to use, that technology, to try and get themselves them super bodies the elect are gonna have, man. But that's not gonna come to pass, man. These elites, they're getting old, but they're gonna drop dead, man. They're gonna get wiped out. Let me read this, man. Isaiah 14:13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's what Esau's trying to do in all this, man. By using an RFID chip, by trying to get them super bodies, trying to ascend to that level, they're really trying to take on the persona, like be the Most High out here, man. And that's the same thing with them going into space. The real reason these guys are pushing out into space at all, especially now, because NASA, even now, they said they're not really trying to send people into space. They're cutting back their thing, because all they're really trying to do is measure the heavens, man. And they know Satan's giving them the heads up. They know this is a year of death, destruction, and diligence, and that very soon we're gonna be out here, man. So these guys are basically, they're trying to speed shit up. They're trying to measure them heavens as quick as they can, so the Jacob gets disinherited, man. But it's not gonna happen. It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and that did shake kingdoms? So all that decadence, all that greatness that the so-called white man's built himself up to, that's gonna come to naught, man. It's gonna be brought down to a base level, man, and that's a beautiful thing. Because right now they're getting worshipped and looked at like they're gods, and the Shedemite is getting looked at like she's a goddess, but that's not gonna last, man. In the kingdom, ain't no one gonna be looking at that pasty ass skin like that, like they're the goddess on earth, man. Let me read this. 2 Thessalonians 2:3 says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And that man of sin's been revealed, man. You know, it's a so-called white man. And his plans, they've been broken down, man. Like the Most High's given them breakdowns to his men, and they've been broken down, man. That's why, you know, way back, you go back like 20, 30 years, no one's talking about the RFID chip. No one's talking about the mark of the beast. No one's talking about the Illuminati. All these different secrets have been coming out, proving the prophecies of the scriptures, man. Because that means when the time of the end. And now Donald Trump's in office, and he's definitely that tool that the elites are going to use to bring their plans to pass, man. Because from when he's a second he got in office, he's already been you already done know he's been pushing his agenda hard, man. Because he's got the approach of a businessman. He wants to get shit done. He wants his plans met as soon as possible, man. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High, man. So that's what this guy's trying to do, man. By all this technology he's invested in, all these plots, all this witchcraft he's doing, and he's trying to use all this to basically just make himself he's trying to become the Most High, man. He wants to be the only one worshipped on the planet Earth, man. But that's not going to come to pass, man. Because even with this so-called genetic what the hell is it called, genetic modifications that they've been doing, the Most High is not gonna let them be able to make themselves live to fucking 200 years old and all that shit. And even if they do, they're gonna be in the kingdom pulling blocks, man. Let me get the last one, man, just on the chip. Revelation 13:16, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. So that includes that brain chip, man. And they've already got they've already been in injecting these in people, but it's basically becoming mandatory, man. And once that chip becomes mandatory, that's pretty much we're already out of here, man. And World War III and them nukes dropping ain't too far. Well, it could already be in the midst of World War III, but that and them nukes dropping ain't too far off. It says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the number, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So basically, you take that mark, that means that you've basically just given up your ownership to Esau, man. And you're saying like, look, man, I love my master, and I don't want to go free. So yo, man, that's what Esau's gonna use every which way to get these Israelites to take it, man, because it's really them who matter. When them Israelites take it, that's who Esau wants. He wants to get them herded up so he can eliminate them once and for all, man. Um, yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there, man. Yeah, I say all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Double on the elders and apostles of great millstone, man, and Shalom.